it up. And the crack, nice and early. If you're barefoot, lift the toes up off the floor. Spread the toes out wide. And then bring them back down. Hold it up at the top, side to side. It's not an active pull up, the gentle twist from side to side. And then start to circle in one direction. Doesn't matter which direction you start. Let that lower back wake up. One more in this direction. And then we're going to switch. Two more. Last one. Reach and pull. Reach for the sky, pull the elbows down, palms face in when you reach up, and in when you reach down. Drive those elbows down. Again, if you're barefoot, lift the toes. Like you're trying to pull the toes up towards the ankles. Stretch them out. Roll to the outside edge of the foot. Root the feet. Take it side to side. And it's much easier to spread those toes out wide if you don't have socks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Side to side. Four, 3, 2, 1. Take it down and round it up. Drop the chest, roll it all the way up. One more. And side to side. Maybe take the toes up off the floor, sinking into the heel as you go side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up, stand and pull. Pull, pull, keep going. Keep pulling. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. First exercises. We're going to use the ball. Kind of said we were going to do this on Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday, might have been Monday. Bicep curls, some core work. Back to the bicep work. We're going to use that ball and we're going to be moving it. An option to move it or keep it steady. So I'm taking my weights. My foot is going to be up on the ball. You can keep the foot static on the ball, or as you bring the weights up, you extend the leg long and then you pull it in. Keep the foot flexed the whole time. That's the first exercise. Second exercise is going to be an ab roll out. Third exercise, we're going to put the other foot up and it's going to turn into a hammer curl. So really working on that balance, core strength, and stability. Palms face the front of the room. I'm rolling it out and I'm pulling it in. You don't have to be rolling the ball. And think about the standing foot. Think about the moving leg. Spread those toes wide. I extend and I drop the weights and pull it in. Slow and controlled here. The next exercise, I'm going to sit on the ball. I'm going to extend my legs long in front of me. And I'm going to arch myself back and pull myself forward. I will show you. I'm dropping the weights. Coming on the ball. Bringing my feet forward. And I'm angling up and down. It can be rooted against the wall. So it's more of a roll back than it is an actual crunch. But if having the legs extended long, you find your feet are slipping or you're rolling too much off the ball, bend the knees or push those feet up against the wall. Let that back just roll down over the ball. Try to keep my legs extended as straight as I can, but if I need them bent, I'm going to bend them. And take it back up. Going back to the weights. This time my left foot's coming up. I start with that 90-degree bend. And as I roll it out, it's a hammer curl. And pull everything. Moving. Slow and controlled. Those feet, those toes spread. Squeeze it up. Pull it down. So in between each round of biceps, you're going to switch on the foot. We're doing the core work. I'm going to get rid of the weights. Use the wall this time. Show you what that looks like. My legs are extended, long. And I'm rolling myself back. And I'm extending up. Or my hands can be by my elbows out wide in a regular crunch. Part of it is enjoying that stretch backwards. The floor's not that far, the ball rolls out from under you. Going back into regular bicep curl. Take it up. I'm going to grab the weights. Going back to that right foot up on top. And I'm going to keep it extended the whole time. My foot is flexed. My heel is digging into the wall. Find a focal point in front of you that's not moving. If I look around, if I look at the camera, if I talk too much here, I'm probably gonna lose my concentration and fall. I'm really focused. You look at you in the fall. Almost there. Keep that foot flexed that's on top of the ball. And drop the weight. Back on top. This time everybody's gonna have the hands behind the head, elbows out wide, up and down. Bring that chest up. So again, you can have those knees bent if you need to. Or I'm extending those legs straight. Squeezing, engaging, protecting that lower back. Your range of motion can be shorter than mine. Come back up, but turning it into a hammer curl and keeping that right leg standing, left leg extended. Grab those weights. The left comes up, bends, hammer curl. Chin stays parallel to the floor. Left foot is flexed. Spread those toes out wide. Even if they're in your sneakers, think about spreading them out. Squeeze it up. Extend it down. Next time up on the ball, I want you to take a weight with you. Try it. If it's too much, you get rid of it. One weight. Doesn't have to be super heavy. Taking one weight with me. 6. Last exercise. So again, my bum is up here on top. Take that weight with me. And I'm going to bring it forward. And forward. Push it forward. Straight up to the sky. Forward. You always move the weight. And release the weight and come on up. Grab a drink. We're still using the ball for the next round, but we're going to be leaning on it. You're doing a forearm plank. Reverse fly. And then our elbows are going to be out wide. We're leaning on the ball, and we're going to be doing some lower back work. So have some leg weight for the fly. On the ball. Forearm plank. Reverse flies. lower back. Here we go. One down. Forearms on the ball. Bring those knees up. And here we are. You're out wide. Right to the outer edges of that mat. Keep the elbows right under the shoulders. Try to eliminate any movements in the ball. You're not looking down at the floor because then you lose that tailbone to crown connection. Stay with me. You're under 20. Drop the knees if you need to. Come on, 10 seconds, let's go. I know you're shaking. 4, 3, 2, drop the knees. Rest the belly on the ball. Knees can stay down for this one as we fly, or you're up. In that wide stance, flying it out. Together. Out. Together. My gaze stays down, not at the ball, on the floor in front of the ball. Really squeeze those lat muscles at the top. Take that little pause as you're extended out. Four, 3, 2, 1. Drop the weights. I'm going to keep that ball under the belly. Your elbows are going to be out wide. And you're just going to be coming up and down slightly. Small range of motion here. Up and down. Up and down. So we're going to take a pause after this exercise. We really want you to sit it back in child's pose and let everything release before we go into the next round. Same 3 exercises, but I want you to take that little bit of a break in between. Again, this is not about cardio, not about moving through the circuit super fast. It's about creating strength, conditioning the muscles, the small, deep muscles. So we're going to drop the knees, sit back in child's pose, and bring your hands right up on top of that ball. Sit back in child's pose, bring the arms up on top, stretch through the shoulders, and that lower back. And release. Then we're going to come back up for another round, starting with the planks. You've got about 10 seconds to get yourself situated. Find that spot where you can press yourself up. If you really want to start to challenge yourself here, not that this is not a challenge, you can start walking your feet in and then walking them out. And then walk them in a little bit, and I walk them back out. I walk them together and out. I'm not moving them in very far. In and out. Alternate which side comes in and out first.
I'm on the dark side of the road.
I'm all down the legs. I tried to do as many as I could. Starting to get tired. I'm going to just dig into this plank. Again, you can drop the knees and still be balancing your upper body on the ball. Digging the elbows in. And release. The belly comes down, the ball tucks way in. I'm going to grab those weights. And I'm resting against the ball, and I'm flying it out. I can be alternating right and left, and continuing with right and left, or I can take two together, one right, one left. You know the drill. Mix things up. If you need that break, take that break. If you don't tap the weights down to the floor in between each set, you're really working extra credit on the core. Changing the next exercise slightly. I'm going to walk to the back edge of my mat. Tuck the ball in. I'm going to bring my hands to the floor this time and my feet to the floor. So I'm kind of like heading off to a downward facing dog, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to lift the feet up off the floor, and I'm just going to bring them up to the sky and down. Up. So we haven't started yet. I'm just showing you now you're working. Push it up. Release it down. Wings. Release. Push it up. Again, you don't want to be collapsing down into those wrists. They're there to support you. My shoulders are stacked right over the wrists. My fingers are out wide like I would be in a high plank or a downward facing dog. And I'm bringing those legs up and down. Squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings each time I move. Again, we're rolling back, sitting in that child's pose for a couple of cycles of breath in between. Take the last one, drop it down, roll it back, roll the ball out, and stretch. And we've got one more round. Set ourselves back up for that forearm plank. We've got the flies, and then your third option at the end is to take either the chest lift or the leg lift. Here we are back in that plank. So again, I can walk my feet in, and I can walk my feet out. And in, and out. I'm not doing it fast. In, and out. So I'm creating even more instability on this ball. But listen to your body. If this does not feel right, you can always be down without the ball doing a regular plank. Ten seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to those flies. Tuck the ball in. Lean belly and your chest into the ball. Here we go. Back into those flies. I've got a gentle bend in the elbows. They're not locked out. Again, I can be alternating. Staying alternated the whole time. Or I can take a couple together, couple alternating. So I decided for this set, I'm alternating the right and the left, and I'm taking two together. And then I'm going to lead with the opposite side. Single it out on the left, single it out on the right, two together. And just giving you options. Do what feels right for you, as many as you can. And get rid of the weights. And I'm going to take the leg lift for the last set. I'm going to come into that high plank, bum is slightly lifted to that downward dog. And I'm going to bring the heels up and down. My legs are V'd out, so I'm wide. My hands are to the edges of my mat, and my legs are out to the outer edges of my mat as well. Work that lower back, squeeze the glutes every time. At the top, engage. Control it down. Engage. The ball is supporting your weight, so your hands shouldn't be feeling too much pressure. Normally if we're in down dog or plank, you're feeling that pressure in the hands. The pressure should be on your belly against that ball. Let it support your weight. And stretch it back, roll off, send it on, drop the chest. When you're ready, you're going to come up, you're going to move the ball off to the side. You don't need it. Grab a drink, grab your resistance tubing. So your lat pull down. If you don't have resistance tubing, you can get light weights and do those snow angels. You get the same lat work. Otherwise, you're going to wrap, shorten it, and you're going to keep tension at the top, and you're going to pull it down in front of your chest. Not in front of your waist, right here. And up. So it looks sideways here. Angled forward and down. They're going to stand on it, right side tricep, left side tricep, and then a seated row. So there's 4 exercises going through it 2 times. So each exercise for 2 minutes in total when we're done. And then we're coming back down to the floor to stay. So when I'm at the top, I shouldn't have no tension on that band. There should always be tension. I pull down, I resist it coming back up. Pull and up. The more tension, the harder you're working. Make it hard. You can always go back to easy. Make it hard to start. Come on. Pull. Fight it. Pull. And fight it. Resist. And up. The next exercise, the tricep overhead extension with this tubing, is one of, for me, probably the hardest tricep exercise. It fatigues my muscles super fast. I struggle with it, which means I should probably do it more often than I do, but I kind of like avoid it because I know it's so challenging for me. I shouldn't avoid anything that's challenging. I should continue to push myself. So I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to bring it behind my head. I'm going to bring the opposite hand against my lower back just to push that tubing away from your bum and your back. And then I'm extending up and down. And the more I shorten that right side, which means the more I have hanging out on the floor to my left, the harder I'm making this. And again, we're like not even halfway through. And my body's telling me, oh, I could quit. But I'm not going to. I'm going to push through it. I know I'm really working hard. Sometimes recognizing the things that we don't want to do is a pretty big form of growth. And saying it out loud, okay? Own it. I said it right to this whole team. I don't like this exercise. Why? Because it's hard. Finish the one you're on, even though the timer went off, and switch sides. Again, the more I have hanging out on the floor, means the harder I have to work. That right hand now comes behind you, just to keep that band away from your body. Straight up and down. Chin stays parallel, elbow stays in tight by the ear. It's pointing up towards the sky the whole time. I'm not letting that right shoulder drop. It's getting crooked. My feet are spread wide. I'm really trying to think about anything else besides what's happening in that tricep. So I'm really trying to think about my form everywhere else. Because, like I said to you, I don't like this one. It's hard. But I don't run away from hard things. If it was painful, then I would stop. But just because it's hard, I'm going to stop. And we're down to the floor. It goes behind the feet. We're going to row, a seated row. Take the feet slightly, ankle out, shorten by wrapping it around, pull, and pull. Pull it in, my palms are facing up. I'm sitting extremely tall. My sits bone is rooted down into the floor. I'm flexing the feet to the point where I'm maybe pulling the heels up off the floor, so I'm getting engagement through the entire lower body. As I row and row. Release, release, pull it back, release. Breathe each one. And I'm taking it back up. A lot of slack here, right? No, thank you. I'm going to wrap it around one more time so that even at the top, I've got tension. Pull it down and up. And never fully release at the top. Right in front of the chest, right over. Right in front of the chest, and over. Breathe through. Keep going. Call me this time in the morning. Sure, what's up? Keep it going. Five, four, three, two, one. So I'm going to start on that left side. Yep. Bring that arm up, right arm behind, arm extends up towards the sky. Up and back. Push. Resist. Push. Stand straight. Push it up and down. The last tricep extension on this side. We're going to do it one more time on the right. And we're going to come down for those rows one more time. The longest minute of my life. Three, 2, 1. Switch sides. And look it behind. Bring the other hand back. And here we go. Oop, worked out hair in the ponytail. Pull it up and down. Keeping that elbow in tight. Extend. Release. Breathe each rep. Extend long. Hope everybody has something fun planned for the weekend. It's Friday. It's supposed to be beautiful. Cooler, but the sun's supposed to be out. Stay tuned. Over the weekend, I might have some good news to share. Who can't use some good news, right? Push, release, and push, release. Give me one more. Finish. Down. Bring it back down to the floor. Heading tall. This time my feet are narrow, shortening. My palms face in this time. I pull. I angle back. And I isolate right here. I'm moving. Go back as far as you can. Now, bring it up and down. Slight movement. Up and down. Up and down. My arms are not moving. Keeping that tension the whole time. Working the core. Working those legs. Engagement through the biceps. The flat muscles. Lead up and down with that, up with the chest. Back with the shoulders. One more, up. Down. And release. And get rid of the band and stay on the floor. So our little leg section that we normally do standing up, we're going to do on the mat. Side leg work. Don't shoot the messenger. You're going to come down on your right side. You're going to work that left leg. Set the timer. The pause in between each exercise is short. You have the option to fully release or to keep some engagement. So you're either down all the way with your ear on the floor, arm extended long overhead, or you're supporting your head. One isn't better than the other. Stacking the hips, the top hand is just a kickstand to stop you from rolling forward. And then you're leading up and down with the ankle, toe pointing forward, core gets engaged. I don't want you externally rotating and opening at the top. right? That doesn't cut it, okay? It's cheating. Lead up with the ankle and push down. Again, up, push against the air. Push it up, resist it down. So we're working in both directions. It seems pretty easy the first 2 or 3 reps. Trust me, that will change. Push it up, push it down, and up, and down. Again, you can come all the way down to the floor. You don't have to be up. Really depends what's more comfortable for you. Up, and push, and up, and push, and up, push, up, hold, hold, hold. Well, this is your release for 10 seconds. Now it's turning into a pulse, pulse, short range of motion. Pulse it up, and up, and up. I want you to be squeezing that glute, feeling it right through those legs. Push, 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 pushing it up. Focus on that upward motion. Push, 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 squeeze. Keep it going. Push it up, and up, and up, up. Don't quit on yourself. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover, angle the toe down, angle the heel up. Don't let yourself rock forward. Your range of motion is going to shorten as you go up and down. So now it's shifted slightly back here as you angle that heel up and up. Full range. Push up with the heel, lead down with the toe. Push up with the heel, lead down with that toe. Release any tension from the upper body. Push up and down. Push it up and down. And don't rock forward. Stay up on that hip. These are horrible. Hold. Or this is your opportunity to let it release. Because we're pulsing next. I still haven't changed the angle at all. It's a shorter range of motion. Up, 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 up. Push up. Toe is down. Heel is up. Leading with that heel each time. Lead up and up. Come on. Don't quit. Keep going. Close your eyes. Go to your happy place. Push, 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 push. Lead up and up. Squeeze. Don't quit on yourself. You're under 20 seconds. Keep it going. Three, 2, 1. Drop it down. Everybody take that break because we're going to be bringing it forward and back, parallel to the floor. So I'm going to flex the foot and I'm going to bring it forward and back. Lead forward with the toe towards my forehead, back with the heel so it stays in line with that foot. It never goes behind you. Stop. It pushes forward. It comes back in line with the hip and it stops. Push it forward. Extend it back. Push it forward. And extend it back. That top hand is helping you not to collapse. Forward, push. I know the outside edge of your glute is not happy with you right now. That's okay. Strengthening those hips. Strengthening those legs. The next exercise is called a clamshell. Bend the knees, bring the ankles together. The heels are going to stay together the whole time. And you're going to bring that top knee up and down. But I'm not rolling back onto my bum. I'm staying up tall, so that range of motion is short. Up and down, and squeeze, and squeeze. Squeeze it up. Right now, that bottom leg is on the floor. And that bottom foot is on the floor. Up and down. Squeeze. Open it and shut. I must like you because normally I would say we're going to put one of those mini bands around the knees and it would resist us to pull it up and down. But at the end of this set, you don't need it. Push it up, release it down. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, and release. This time, the ankles are still together, knees are together, still clamshell, but the heels are going to stay up. And I'm going to open and close, and open and close. The range of motion becomes a little bit bigger because of the angle that you've created with the heels being up, but I'm still not letting myself rock back onto my bum. That hip still stacked. That outer thigh should be screaming. If it is, you're doing this right. You can break if you need to. Nobody's stopping you. Open. All I have is that movement from the knees. My heels are staying together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it up. Take that leg and cross it over. And stretch it. Pull it in. Pull it in. Sit it up nice and tall. Really let it stretch. Pull the knee in towards the chest. You really want it to release because now we're going to lay on that side. And switch it up. Bring yourself down to the opposite side. Come on, it's Friday. We're almost done. Stack the hips. Find that nice alignment. Feet extended. Wiggle those toes. Come on, loosen them all up. Keep that belly tight. And I'm leading up with the ankle bone, pushing down with the ankle bone. Pushing up, releasing down, and up. Again, this can be done standing up. But what happens when you stand up is that you tend to move the hips instead of making all the movement come from the legs. So because we're rooted down onto the floor, it stops that kind of sway sideways, and it allows it all to be in the leg, in the glute, through the thighs. We're not shifting. We're just pushing up and we're pulling down. So really think about push up, pull down, squeeze the glutes. can you spread your toes out wide? Hold it up. Wiggle the toes. Come on. See if you can get as much space between those toes as possible. And now up and up, up, push up, up with the ankle bone, not the heel. We haven't angled yet. We're still up with the ankle bone, up, up, here. Targeting right here. We haven't gone to the back edge yet. Push up and up. Squeeze the belly. Again, if dropping down feels better, drop down. One is not better or worse. Sometimes changing it up takes your mind off the suck of the leg. Probably not though. Push, push, push. We're not just hanging out here. We are working with each pulse up. Push, push. Come on, do not quit. 10 seconds. Then you can take that break if you need it, or you're letting it hover. 3, 2, hold. Lower it slightly. Angle the toes down. Heel up. And now I'm moving up and down. And now it's shifted the work slightly back. Sculpt those legs. What's your butt doing? Squeeze it. What's your belly button doing? Pull it in towards your spine. Because the leg is what's moving doesn't mean everything else isn't working. We know this though, right? Lead up with that heel, down with the toe. Push up with the heel, down with the toe. The more you think about pushing up and then pushing down, the more you're gonna feel right here. Push. Push. Hold. You've got that pulse. Squeeze the bum. Come on. Up, 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 up. Close your eyes. Push, 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 push. I know. Ouch. Here it goes. Yep, we are slowing things down. Slow, steady, digging in. Again, we could be doing this type of a movement standing up, but then we end up shifting all over the place, and it takes away this gripping, awful, great feeling that you're working so deep. 3, 2, 1, release down. We're shifting forward and back. So we're back to that foot being flexed. The ankles are in line, they're parallel to the floor and the ceiling. Inside ankle is parallel to the floor. That outside ankle is pointing up towards the ceiling. Your feet are flexed. Always have the opportunity, if you want to bend that bottom knee, if you're feeling like you've got tension in your lower back, you can take a slight bend or keep it extended long. And you're leading the toes up towards the forehead, then the heel back in line with the other leg. Leading forward with the toe, pushing back with the heel. Pulling the toe forward, driving that heel back. When you think about what you're doing and you push and then push in each direction, you're going to feel it much deeper. And we're going into those clamshells. Bend, stack the knees, zip those ankles tight. Don't let this rotation backwards happen. Short range of motion here. Feet together. I'm not letting myself roll back at all. And if you are not intensely feeling it through the outside edge of that right glute, then you're rolling backwards. Up and down. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Squeeze it up. Release. I don't know if Cheryl did any leg work yesterday. If she did, I'm sorry. And release. This time you know the ankles are coming up. The heel still stays up together. Start with the knees together and then open it up. Open it up. Squeeze. Close. Open. Close. This is it. Right here. This is the last one. We're about 57 minutes into this workout. You're probably sweating. Your heart rate was probably elevated. There was no impact. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze at the top. Come on. Don't cheat yourself out of that little bit of extra work at the top. Pull your belly button in. And release. Set it up. Drag that leg. I say that because it feels like it's a brick, right? And pull it in. Sit up tall. It's not so much about taking the twist here. It's about pulling that knee in towards the chest and feeling that stretch through the IT band and that glute. You know Cheryl's got HIIT coming up on the weekend. She does a ton of cardio, a lot more impact. So today is always about keeping yourself centered and rooted on your mat without jumping around, but getting in a great full body workout. And release. Extend the legs long and then take them out wide. Rotate, externally rotate. Don't let anything collapse forward. Pull the toes back, rotate the legs out, and then hinge forward. The hinge is much shorter if you don't allow yourself to roll inward. Let it stretch. I did this stretch last night in yoga, and there was a new girl that was at the gym, and she was able to keep the external rotation and bring her chest flat on the floor. He's like, you must be a gymnast. And she says, no, I do martial arts though. And all I could think of was our friend Diane, who's not with us this morning, but we'll do the recording later, who also can fold up into a pretzel and release. Bring the legs in. Extend forward. Pull the fingertips back and push the wrist forward. This side for me, so I'm a righty. I use this hand for pretty much everything. Right now, in through my wrist is super tight. When I pull the fingers back, this actually, it's almost painful because it's so tight. And I have to remind myself to stretch more often on this side and switch. When it comes to this side, I have a much greater range of motion. It's much easier. So just notice what's happening inside your body. Notice those little subtle changes that your body's saying, hey, we need a little bit of extra something over here. And release across the right, across the body. Again, it's not about twisting, it's about extending and opening up that shoulder. I do miss our yoga sessions. Maybe one day I'll mix it up and switch sides. So next week should be a regular week, I'm thinking in my head, but the following week, Monday is Columbus Day, so I probably won't teach. So maybe on Tuesday I'll do a yoga class, I'm not sure. I'll leave it up to you guys to see what you would rather have. It'd be nice to have a new yoga recording now. And release. Bring the feet forward, hop onto those toes, and then drop the heels and pull. Engage the core, reverse swan dive, and release. Big inhale up, exhale, release, and give yourself that big clap because we finished another workout. Great job as always.